What's up, everybody? It's your boy Alex Fishbein back again with another Fish's Friday rant. And this week we are going to address the water bottle challenge because apparently it's hurting a lot of people's feelings. So what happened, if you didn't see it during the game or during the end of the game, was that the Cavaliers were up on the Knicks big. And I'm talking really big, like 30-something points big. And at the end of the bench, LeBron, Kyrie, Tristan Thompson, Jordan McRae was there, Richard Jefferson. Those guys obviously weren't playing. It's a blowout. They're not going to play at the end of the game. McRae might have, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so, they're sitting there having fun because, that's what guys do when there's a blowout and the game's not over yet and they're just waiting for the game to be over. And so it all starts with Kyrie from the sideline, or the baseline, throwing the water bottle, trying to do the water bottle challenge, flip the water bottle, land it. And just a side note, why did this just become a thing now? Because I remember when I was in high school and middle school, we were already doing that and doing games with flipping the water bottle. Why is that all of a sudden a thing now? That's just a 100% curious question because, that has seemed to be around for a long time. I don't know why that just became a thing, now, today. Anyway, going back to the topic at hand. So, he flips it. He doesn't get it. LeBron flips it. It goes, into the court pretty much. I don't know. First off, LeBron needs to brush up on his water bottle flipping skills. They are pretty bad. If there's anything to say about this, is that LeBron cannot flip a water bottle. He can do anything else on the basketball court, but he cannot flip a water bottle. Anyway, so after the game, it seemed like a lot of people were kind of butthurt about it. Because, LeBron and talking about, his leadership and all this kind of stuff, and how LeBron said he was an adult and didn't have time for, childish antics and all this and that and the fourth. So, I don't see any kind of issue with this at all. I really don't. And here's the thing, is that any player from any age group, any level, anything, when you're up big and there's really nothing left to do in the game, you're gonna have fun. This is what these guys do for a living. And the reason that a lot of us play basketball is due to the fact that we enjoy the game. We have fun with the game, and we have fun with our teammates. And so when this kind of thing happens, if you are on the winning side of a blowout, you're going to have some fun. You're already in a good mood because you blew out the other team, you took care of business, and you don't even have to worry about the last 5 minutes of the game. Seriously, the game was 126-94. And they still outscored them in the fourth quarter 34-29 with these guys sitting on the bench in the final few minutes. So, when it comes down to it, the only people really... I shouldn't say the only people are Knicks fans. A lot of the people who are really getting butthurt about this are Knicks fans and just LeBron haters in general. And earlier today, I saw a tweet that said LeBron can no longer talk about his reverence for Madison Square Garden ever again. That sophomoric act on the bench now makes all those quotes empty. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So just because he flipped the water bottle and had fun with his teammates, he's not allowed to say the atmosphere and everything of Madison Square Garden is awesome. The dude's not at a morgue. He's not sitting there at a church or something having to, pay respects to the dead and he was goofing off. No, he's playing a basketball game in front of a lot of fans who come there for entertainment. And when a lot of these guys who are playing these kind of sports for a living have fun with the game, all of a sudden fans want to be like, hey, he's having fun, he shouldn't do that. The same thing happened when everyone started seeing Steph Curry, throwing the basketball like a football and warm-ups and rolling it like a bowling ball. And just the other day he did like a curling thing with the mop and with the ball. And people are all up in arms like, oh, that's stupid, that's corny, he shouldn't be doing that, he should be focusing on warming up. Just because you go to your job and you hate your job and you don't have fun at your job, doesn't mean that other people can't have fun at their job. Just saying. And the thing is that this is their living. This is what they do. So, coming up to these guys. Now, okay, let me backtrack for a second. Now, if, say, the Cavs were, like 0-20, and they're over there flipping water bottles on the bench, getting blown out, that is perfect cause to start ripping into them and start criticizing them. Perfect cause. But they're not. They're defending champs. They just blew the other team out by 30. They are at the end of the bench with the game in hand, and they're just having fun with teammates. Now, take the same game, if you see Melo and them sitting on the bench because this is a blowout and then that they know they're going to lose, and then they're flipping water bottles, that's something you should be mad about. This is not. And don't sit there and say this whole thing about this being a sophomoric act and everything if you would sit there and have fun and laugh if Melo and them did it at Cleveland if they beat them by 30. Because it's the same exact thing. It's stupid. And being butthurt about it just means that you're mad. Either you're mad your team lost, or you're mad that LeBron is good and you hate that he's going to be one of the greatest players to ever play the game. I mean, you can pick one, whichever one you want. And personally, I enjoy the fact of this kind of thing, the whole angle of this whole thing, getting back at Phil Jackson for the whole, like posse comment, all that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of funny if this is like his like quote unquote revenge stuff, like, kind of making fun of the team and everything by just flipping the water bottles there. I think that's kind of funny. Because Phil Jackson, I'm not gonna lie, has been pretty out of pocket this last season or two. Like, who goes on to a talk show, like a talk show like in the daytime on TV, and then calls out his star player for holding the ball too long? Who does that? Nobody does that. And the fact that the fact of the matter is that they then went and talked to Melo about this whole thing about, what do you think about Phil Jackson's comments and everything? Melo was like, I didn't even know what he said. Like, I'm not going to address it if I don't know what he said, and I don't want to get into it. Because who is watching these shows to watch you go and just kind of rip into your own players? What is that accomplishing? It's not really accomplishing much. It's not. Especially because Melo has been playing well the last few games. The guy has been scoring a lot, and he's been helping the team. It's a lot of the other supporting cast members that aren't doing enough, and that aren't, pulling their own weight. But the thing is, nobody really expected the Knicks to be a number one or number two seed because their bench is terrible. And the most of the guys they have would have been better back in 2010 compared to now. So I really don't understand what Phil Jackson is trying to get at here by, one, poking the bear in LeBron, because we have all seen that the moment you start trying to play mind games, trying to come at LeBron for his effort, skill, whatever it may be, we'll come at him and his friends with this posse comment. We have all found out the hard way that if you poke the bear, LeBron will come back and destroy your team. Every time. We saw it with the finals against the Warriors, coming back from a 3-1 deficit. We've seen this kind of thing happen a lot. And So now you're going to do this again. LeBron's going to come into your house, beat you by 30, flip a couple water bottles, and you're going to get butthurt about it. Whereas you should be butthurt at the fact that your team even let them win by 30 when the Sixers almost beat them in Cleveland. So, but let's think of the important things. Let's be mad that LeBron flipped the water bottle on the bench and had some fun. Because that's the real important thing here, is that we need to be real upset with that and say, hey, you're not allowed to have fun anymore. How about you play well, so then he has to be in the game at that point. And then he can't flip a water bottle on the bench. It goes the same when in the NFL people were mad about Cam Newton dancing in the end zone. Keep him out of the end zone. You won't see him dancing. Same thing with Steph Curry. If you don't want to see him shimmying, don't let him make the threes. So there's really nothing to be butthurt about other than the fact that the Knicks sucked. That's the bottom line. And on top of that, Phil Jackson, stop messing around at talk shows and like The View and stuff, talking about your own players. How about you worry about getting a better bench and getting your team in better position to win a ring? Just some food for thought. Anyway, that's it for this short episode this week, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of Fisch's Friday Rant. I'll be back next week. The special episode of the Atlantic Files is also on the way. I know it did not come out earlier this week yet. I'm still getting together some people for some interviews on the special episode, so be on the lookout for that as well. Check our website, basketballsocietyonline.com, and go to our Twitter at @bballsociety_, and we're on Facebook, The Basketball Society. You'll find us on there. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace!